Mike Lynn, Memorial League, Week 2, Power Rankings. Brought to you by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trust the process, because we're a family. All right, gents. Welcome to Week 2 Power Rankings. Let's get right to the results. Juchi's Giant Jocks mercilessly thumps Movathrill 70-45. Seen your ass in a high-scoring affair versus yesterday's Corn. Breaks the century mark and brings home a very juicy salami. 101.89. Stern Rake gets in the win column and cruises to victory over an underachieving Tommy's Terminators. 76-48. Homies explodes all over weapons of Matt's distraction. Nice name, not 96-69. Nice. Team Mangravy stays undefeated with a comfortable win over Stuntcock 76-53. And finally, former MVP Power remains undefeated and never broke a sweat versus the woeful and inept Tuckfest 60-20. League average 67 points. A quick note, some of you are not setting your tiebreaker. What does the league think? Standings. We've got 3 2-0 teams and 3 0-2 teams. Everyone else got a lot of work to do. A lot of season left. Doesn't really matter yet. What does the site think on the power rankings? Mostly scoring based, but there's some agreement there between how the site ranks you and how I rank you. So let's find out. Number 12, Tuckfest, dropping down 0-2, made a big trade, got Dak, but I honestly hate this trade for you because now you don't have a tight end, and you're probably going to have to start 4 wide receivers every week, which I guess is okay if Odell gets healthy and Antonio Brown doesn't have COVID. But you don't have a lot of roster flexibility. Okay. But Dak, yeah, I think he's going to be really good. There's an opportunity coming up for Sony Michel with Darrell Henderson hurt. Number 11, Stern Rake. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but Herbert, you took him in the first round and he's got like 2 touchdown passes or something so far. Ronald Jones, not startable to me. And everyone else has just been kind of meh. I do expect a big game from McCaffrey this weekend. If you can figure out your running back 2 situation, maybe it's Devin Singletary, then I expect you to rise up the rankings. Number 10, Weapons of Matt's Distraction. Nice name, not sitting at 0-2. The big thing is you got 2 big busts. Ayuk and Clyde Edwards-Helaire doing jack squat. Zeke threatened by Tony Pollard. Yeah. Obviously, Thielen and Hawkinson have been nice. I think Lawrence is putting up fantasy numbers. It's not the end of the world. Deontay Johnson's been real nice. You got wide receiver depth to overcome some of the underperformance from the other guys you drafted. But, hey, no wins yet. Number 9, yesterday's Corn. Sitting at 0-2, although he's probably getting the win column this week. We'll see. Your best lineup is a 4 wide receiver lineup. Tough loss, put up 89 points. But Cooper Kupp, wide receiver 1 so far. And you can put that 4 wide receiver lineup out there until Barkley shows that he can be a consistent performer again. Rodgers obviously wasn't going to put up 2 duds in a row. I just realized you have 3 New York Giants, New York football Giants on your roster, and 2 Texans. That's just a recipe for having a bad team. Number 8, Mova Thrill. Big drop from number 1, but you just haven't scored enough points for me to rank you any higher. Sitting at 1-on-1, Chubb has been fine. Kamara has not. Robert Woods has not. Tyler Higbee underachieving so far. A lot of question marks, and I don't see where the answers are going to come from. Maybe when Judy comes back, maybe Brian Edwards is about to break out. And so far, Derek Carr has been overperforming your top 3 protected Josh Allen. Number 7, Stunt Cock, sitting at 101. Maybe Dalvin's hurt. We don't know how much. Amari Cooper might not play. That kind of sucks. DK Metcalf can't seem to get on the same page with Russell Wilson. And Gibson hasn't found the end zone yet. So a lot of question marks. And we'll see. I'm either going to take a tumble down the standings or climb up. I don't think this is a middling team. I think it's either really good or really bad. Number 6, former MVP Power, sitting at 2-0. I think Tenacious D said it best when they said, "I'm like a fucking one-man band. Look a fucking one-man band." It's kind of your team. Mahomes is awesome. Everybody else is kind of not. Julio, I guess, scored a touchdown, so you got that going for him. Marvin Jones is overachieving and was great value where you selected him. But the running back situation just stinks. Aside from Damian Harris, nobody has a clear-cut role. And, counting on Robbie Anderson and Corey Davis to perform at a high level week in and week out is maybe not sustainable, but you're 2-0 and I'm not. So maybe I'm wrong. Number 5, Homies, making a big jump up 7 places from the bottom of the rankings to the upper echelon. The trade of Dak to Landmark Andrews was super interesting. You were hunting for a trade all week and we're going big game hunting, and you land an elite tight end and one that has that connection with your quarterback can lead to some big box scores if they hit. Derrick Henry breaks out. Jamar Chase found the end zone again. Can't remember if Claypool scored, but if Deontay's out, Claypool becomes wide receiver 1 in that offense, and a breakout's coming. Still not a deep team, and we're still waiting on Kyle Pitts, but a lot more balanced than it was a week ago. Good trade for you. Good grief. Number 4, Senior Ass. 1-on-1, put up a salami. I expect that this is a boomer bust team pretty much every week because you got that Brady and Evans connection, and then Aaron Jones, big box score one week, not the next. Aaron Jones 4 touchdowns, Evans scoring twice. The one concern I have out of the starting lineup is that Kittle only has 9 targets. Mooney looks like a legit player. Rondale Moore, holy smokes, what a start to his rookie season. And Cortland Sutton looks like the wide receiver 1 with Judy out, and he's found a nice chemistry with Teddy Bridgewater. So the questions are starting to be answered. It looks like there's real depth, and McLaurin remains an elite wide receiver 1. Number 3, Team Mangravy, sitting at 2-0, powered by Kyler Murray. How did I ever let him go? Getting results. I do still have some questions at receiver. Like Galladay is not good enough to start right now. If you ask me, I'd have Debo in that lineup. Tony Pollard looks like he might be emerging, so that'll be interesting to see how that backfield looks. Swift, garbage time receptions, putting up points. You wish this was a PPR league. The other starter that I just don't see maintaining or going back to last year's performance is James Robinson, but we'll see. Right now, sitting at number 3. Number 2, Tommy's Terminators. Sitting at 1-1. And perhaps I'm overrating you because the results in the box score haven't necessarily been there. But I think this is a balanced starting lineup with 2 good running backs, 2 good receivers, an elite quarterback, and a very, very serviceable tight end. Just need to see it all come together in a week. Now, does Wentz being out hurt Taylor, or are they going to rely on him more to team stack the box and make Jacob Eason try and beat them? Remains to be seen. DJ Moore had a breakout game. It looks like the Panthers are very good on offense, and all it took for Sam Darnold to be a serviceable quarterback was for the shackles of Adam Gase to be removed. Big questions with the rest of the roster, though. Myles Gaskin's in a committee. Ramondre Stevenson has been entirely benched. The other receivers aren't doing much outside of Jalen Waddle, who's in an offense that lost their quarterback and put up 0 points. So those really good starters have to continue to be really good. Number 1, Juchi's Giant Jocks. Sitting in the top spot, overtakes the former number 1 of Mulvihill, who took a tumble down the standings. Lockett looks unguardable. Obviously, the Kelsey and Waller, we already knew were unguardable. Matt Stafford, I watched some of that Colts game on Red Zone, and he kind of looked like Lions Matt Stafford in the second half. He threw, he wasn't as good, but for fantasy, he still, put up the numbers. Marquise Brown, 2 good games in a row. So you've got some depth at wide receiver that maybe we didn't think you had at the beginning of the season. This is a really strong team, although a bit top heavy. All right, predictions for this week. And a quick note on the prediction segment. Tom called out like, hey, what's my record in predicting the outcomes of our games? I bet it's terrible. I was actually going to show my record, but I use the same deck every week and just delete the slides. I accidentally deleted the slide that showed my predictions last week. I'm too lazy to go back and watch it. If someone else wants to keep tabs, go ahead. All right. Weapons of Matt's distraction. Nice name, Not. Gets in the win column with a comfortable victory over former champion Mulvihill, 75-55. Stuntcock pulls out and finds there's some yesterday's corn. Oh, that might have been a little much. 68-61. Stern Rake continues his winning ways with a 64-42 win over Tuckfest. In a battle of fishers, Juchi's Giant Jocks, 80, Homies, 68. Senior Ass hands Team Mangravy their first L of the season, 58-53. And the same will be true for Tommy's Terminators, who shows former MVP power that one golden arm is not enough. 72-60. All right, guys, that's all I got. Good luck to everybody this week, except Mr. Waldman. I hope your team stinks. Bye-bye.